C is equals to D. So we know that A equal to B is true. So this first section will be true. And if C is equal to D, which we know is not true because 2 is not equal to 3. So this will result into not true. So if I put print the world, it won't print anything because it's not true. So let's say if I change these variables, if I change this to 2, if I run this, if this is true and this is true, then it will print this. So it only can work if only both of these are true. If only with and. So if both this first statement and the second statement is true, then it will run this. All right. Let's move on to OR. So OR is similar in the idea, but then only one of these statements have to be true. So let's say and this is false, right? Because 2 is not equal to 3. So this will become true. This first statement will be true. Second statement will be false. And as I said, only one of these statements has to be true for OR to work, right? So let's say if true or false. And then this whole statement right here will become true. So it will run it. Show you. Right? And then let's say if I change it, so this is false. Wait, sorry, this is true. So let's say this second part is true, and this first part is false. It will still print hello world because it only needs one of these statements from these two. Right? And the only way for OR to result in false and move on is if they are both false. So let's say I put 1, 2, 3, and 4. So none of these, A is not equal to B, and C is not equal to D. So all of these will become false. So that's why OR will not work. If you run it, as you can see, it will not print hello world, and it will just completely skip it. All right. Okay, I'm gonna pass on the next part of our lecture to Darren.
Hello, my name is Darren. My name is Darren, and today I'm going to go over the second part of if statements. But before we move on, first, can all of you guys type your grade level into the chat, because later we will be doing breakout rooms later, and we're gonna organize you guys into by grade level. So I'll give you guys like a minute to do that real quick.
It would be better if you do it on your name. Like if you were to change your name on Zoom and add your grade level to it, it would be easier for us than going through chat.
Okay, so right. Yes, change your name and add your grade level to it. Okay, so right now I'm gonna move on to the next part about if statements. Oops, that's a whiteboard. So right now I'm going to be teaching you guys else statements and else if statements. So what are else if statements and else statements? So else if statements and else statements are pretty similar to if statements. So right now in my example code, I have if A is equal to B, print hello world. And right now A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2. So right now the code will not print anything. But what if you want the code to print something if what if you want the code to print something else if the condition is not true? So that's where else if statements and else statements come in. So how you would create an else if statement and an else statement is what you're going to do is in the compiler you're going to type else elif, which stands for else if, and then your condition, your Boolean condition. Oops. Any condition. So in this case, let's say we can do A is less than B, and then we put a semicolon, and then again when you press enter after an if statement, else if statement, or else statement, it will automatically indent. If it doesn't, make sure it's indented, as it tells the compiler that it should run under that condition. So in this case, let's say when A is less than B, we want the code to say A is less than B. And then let's change the original statement to say A is equal to B, so it's more clear. Okay, so now when we run the code, it should now read A is less than B. If we change it so that both variables are equal to each other, it should now say A is equal to B. So else if statements, there's no limit on how many you can put. So there's no limit there is no limit to them. So I can add as many else if statements as I want. So we can do if A is greater than B. If A is greater than B, yeah, we can do if A is greater than B. Then we can do print A is greater than B. So let's change it so A is greater than B. So let's make A 2, B is 1. Now it runs A is greater than B. So that's else if statements. But what are else statements? So else statements are basically when none of these conditions are true. So what will happen is the program will read the if statement. If it's not true, it will move on to the else if until it goes to the very end, which is the else statement. So how you write the else statement is just you type else and then a colon, hit enter, and that's it. So in this case, we can do, let's remove this else if statement real quick. We can remove this real quick. And let's say it prints else if both these conditions are not true. So right now, A is equal to 2, B is greater than 1. I mean, B is equal to 1, sorry. So that means the first two else if and else statements are not true, which means it should print else right now. And that, for the most part, that's it for else if and else statements. And one final thing I would like to teach before we move on to the assignment will be casting. Casting is a concept of changing different data types, but that's not too important to know right now. What is important is how you will do it, I guess. So let's erase this for now. So last week we taught you guys how to take input from the user, and it would be you take a variable. So let's make a new variable. Var is equal to input, and then let's say enter a number, and then the program will ask to enter a number, and then let's print the number. Let's print the number. And it will print 6, right? So what happens when we try to do math with it? So let's try to take two numbers from the user. So we can do, actually, let's change this to number 1. and then make a new one called number 2. We'll ask the user to enter another number. And then what we want this program to do is we want to add the 2 numbers that the user gives us. So we can do print number 1 plus number 2. So when we run the program, let's say we want to add 1 plus 2. Oh, wait, what? It still works. Actually, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, I remember. So what happens is it adds the 2 numbers together, right? It adds 1 and 2 like side by side together. So obviously 1 plus 2 is not equal to 12, it's equal to 3. So how can we fix that? So right now, the program is taking right now when you're asking the program for a number, it's thinking it's just plain text. It doesn't know it's an actual number that you can do math with. So in order to do that is where we're going to have to turn our input into, we got to tell the computer that the input is a number. So how we would do that is, I'm sorry, is we type int for integer. And and we put quotation marks around the whole input. So right now what this code is saying is enter a number. Right? Number 1 is asking for an input, and that input is going to be an integer or number. So we're going to do it for both variables. Oops, caps lock, both numbers. And now if we try to add 1 and 2, it should now equal 3. Because now the program knows that the numbers that we're asking, the program now knows that it's receiving numbers instead of just plain text. So that will be it for today's lesson right now. That'll be it for today's lesson. Do you have if you guys have any questions, feel free to type them in chat or private message me if you'd like, and we can breakout rooms. My bad, forgot about breakout rooms. So right now we're going to go into breakout rooms, and in those breakout rooms, yes, we do have homework. So the reason why we're going to do breakout rooms right now, and the reason we're going to do breakout rooms is because we think it's going to be easier for us to help you guys, and people will feel. We think it will just be easier to help you guys, and so people are more likely to ask for help and such. So, and in those breakout rooms, we're going to start our assignment that should be posted in Google Classroom in a couple of minutes, and me and Sean will be able to help you. So yeah. So yeah, does anyone have any other questions? I'm not sure if I'm still here, guys, but right now my Zoom is a little.
You're still here.
I can't see chat right now.
Yeah, I'm making the breakout rooms right now. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna split the 6th graders into room 1, and I'll split the 7th and 8th graders to room 2. Sean will be with the 6th graders, and Darren will be with the 7th and 8th graders.